All right, friends, we'll start off laying down. So spread out your back, get comfy. And start to breathe deeply into your big, spread open chest and rib cage. And feel the breath travel all the way down as you inflate into your big, soft, open Buddha belly. Okay, feel that sense of big softness wrapping around your rib cage and the back of your body. So feel big and soft and open all around your torso as you inhale and expand. And on your exhale, start to cultivate a kind of opposite compressive quality. So on the exhales, we're squeezing the belly button in toward the spine, compressing the rib cage inward, and cleaning the lungs out. And just get that breath long and deep. Notice how you feel after just a few rounds of deep breathing. Allow your body to relax more with each breath, thinking of kind of melting your tension into the floor. Notice the breath just rising and falling, chest and belly equally. And allow yourself to be present, noticing all the small details of this moment and how you feel. Watching your thoughts come and go. Let's start to play around a little bit with this breathing pattern so we can cultivate the breath and kind of play with the boundaries of it. Let's start to take really complete inhales and then pause at the top of your inhale and take in a little bit more. And hold it for a few seconds. Find the very bottom of your exhale now. Keep compressing the belly inward. Keep going. Keep going. And hold for a few seconds. And then find another big expansive inhale. And try playing. Try holding it again here. And play with that little pattern. You can, of course, adjust it to be more attuned to your natural rhythm and what you're needing right now. But play with the boundaries of the breath and notice what you experience in between the breath. Take maybe 2 more rounds of slow, long breath like this, where you're holding at the top and the bottom. Notice all tension melting out of your body, your mind settling on the moment. One more. Really long. And then allow your breath to return to a more normal pace. A little more effortless, a little less controlled. But still keep it deep and long, okay? And keep your awareness on lengthening those inhales and exhales. As we start to move, and just bring in a little circulation and warmth to your body. Bring your feet in close by your hips. Okay, and we'll windshield wiper the legs. So if you walk your feet as far away from each other as you like, you can start to drop the legs side to side. So notice how your hips feel here. This is a nice little stretchy movement, and you can kind of linger. When the knees are close to the floor, if you just linger there, you'll get a nice stretch, kind of pulling your lower back into a nice twist. And you might combine this with some cactus arms. Make some cactus arms that press against the floor. Okay, love some windshield wipers for just waking up your lower body. You might get some cracks and some pops. All right, bring the knees back up and just pause in there. We're gonna knock the knees together, make a little tent shape. Feel that maybe you can release your low back to be a little closer to the ground, into a more neutral place, okay? And then we're gonna keep the cactus arms hovering, just scraping the floor all the time. So keep your arms, cactus arms, scrape the floor as you reach back behind your head. And then exhale, grab something like you're gonna pull it down behind your head, dragging your cactus arms into tiny cactus arms, way down by your ribs. Okay, reach out, long cactus. Pull it down, tiny cactus. So keep breathing here. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. I want you to really wake up your upper body here. So bringing some warmth and some spaciousness as the shoulder blades press down and together behind your ribs. Can open up a lot more in the front. Maybe 3 more times. 3, 2, and 1. Reach out long with your arms and pause right there. Lengthen out your legs too. Okay, and then feel that low back still pretty close to the ground. If you could get it on the ground, then it would be really super safe as we begin to move around your arms and legs, which are pretty big weights for your core to lift. So strong belly pulls the belly button down toward this floor, and maybe you have a little bend in your knees. And we're gonna pick up the left leg and the right arm. Reach for your leg, you can tap it anywhere, and then lower back to the ground. Very simple. Exhale as you bring up the other arm and leg. Inhale back to the ground. And let's take a few more breaths like that. Okay, friends, keep breathing and moving. So I want you to feel what's going on in your core here. Keep that belly button engaging downward. Notice the feeling when you lift a leg. Legs especially are heavy. And when you lower a leg, you want to feel that all the way up, sort of a strength between your lowest ribs and your hips. Now you can keep this pretty gentle and just keep moving, and maybe you can even bend your knees if you want to try to touch your feet, something like that. Just some gentle movement. If you want a little bit of spice, you can think of lifting your head, okay, just kind of floating your neck off the floor. You can also lift your shoulders and arms and keep them off the floor. Okay, for a lot more spice, you can also float your legs. So you'll feel that work in your core. And anyone who is experiencing low back pain or any kind of low back discomfort that's kind of chronic in your life, it could be that you could strengthen your abs and your core a bit more, and that would help to maybe release some of that low back's load. So that being said, a few more breaths here as we strengthen your core. We're going to do 8 wherever you are. And 8. We're going to do 7. So really feel free to modify this. Make it gentle or make it spicy. 5. 4. 'Keep a long neck. 3. Belly button toward the ground. 2. Last one. And 1. Okay, come on back to the floor. Release all your weight. Just relax here. Okay, whether you were just moving your arms and legs with kind of a gentle, effortless movement, or whether you were really working your core, it's always nice to let your body just kind of spread open. We get so tense in the front body. Okay, friends, take a little stretch out long through your hands and your feet. Nice stretch. Keep your neck long though. Okay, do your best to drop the shoulder blades away from your ears, making kind of a silly long neck, giraffe neck. And then keep that belly button rocking down toward the ground. So we want a strong core, okay? We're gonna start reaching out through the left arm and leg more than the right arm and leg, and contracting a little bit in the right side. So forming kind of a curvy shape with your body. You'll begin to feel a really nice stretch all along your right side. And here we are in a banana pose. And we'll just take a few breaths. So we want to make sure your glutes and your shoulder blades are on the floor, okay? All 2 of them. Really press down the left glute and shoulder blade. And if this is feeling pretty good and you want to deepen your curve shape, you can pick up your left ankle and hook it on top of your right, okay? You can even use your right hand to hold your left wrist and pull it further out to the right. Take some deep breaths into your ribs here. Feel the left side ribs spreading open, the right side ribs contracting, compressing. Just like we do forward and backward bends to keep the back healthy, we also need to do some nice side bending. This is great therapy for your whole back body. Okay, really balancing the forces. Use your breath and keep that belly grounded. So let's start to come through center, and we'll just take this little banana shape on the other side. So start to reach out more through the right arm and leg. Start to contract in the left side a little bit and start to find that crescent shape. Make that long neck here. And breathe. Make sure the right shoulder and glute are grounded. Big breath into that right side. And we'll take several breaths here, so get comfortable. Maybe this right ankle wants to stack over the left, and you might even move your shoulders, even your head out to the left. Maybe the left hand grabs the right wrist and pulls it further over. Big breath here. Where can you open up some extra space that you didn't even know that you needed in that right rib cage? Breathing between all the little ribs. All right, let's start to make a way back to center. So come on through, legs out long in front of you. And if you tuck your knees in towards your chest, we can just give them a hug for a moment. Hug your knees inward towards your chest. See if you could bring your forehead towards your knees. All right, allow yourself to roll back to the floor. We're just going to take one knee in each hand and do some gentle hip circles here. Waking up each hip joint. Feel free to really use the whole range of motion available in each hip. And let's rewind that. Okay, bringing your knees together, pause here, and let your feet drop to the floor. Okay, take your arms out wide here. Maybe try a cactus pose here. Okay, sometimes combining different arm positions in a bridge pose can get you a really nice back massage while you're at it. So we can experiment with this. So before we come up into our bridge posture, let's remember to engage the legs correctly. So I like to imagine that there is a big heavy book, something like an encyclopedia that I'm trying to hold between my two legs, okay? Keeping a space, but engaging inward. So hold that encyclopedia, okay? And then curling your spine. Inhale to lift your hips, one vertebra at a time in your spine. And lower your hips. Okay, spine lowers down like a snake. Snaky spine up. And then snaky spine down. So let's take a few rounds of just rolling, kind of mobilizing your back body. Using your strong glutes, your hamstrings. Okay, next time you come up, we'll hold for a few breaths and really warm up the back body so that we can work some magic back there. So maybe you take your hands from cactus shape into underneath your hips, interlaced kind of shape. And you can use your hands and your shoulders to actively press against the floor. As a matter of fact, you can scoot your shoulder blades underneath your heart if you need to. And think of using your arms and feet to push down. Whatever bridge posture you've chosen, you can come down at any time, of course. But maybe let's try to hold for 3 more breaths. I want to cultivate some warmth in the back body. 2 more breaths. One more. All right, release your hands if they were joined. Let's roll down slowly. Go ahead and windshield wiper your legs out here for a moment. So we built some great heat across the back of the leg. Hope that you feel that. Okay, and using that, we'll be able to open up some nice space in the legs and the hips. So next time your knees are pointing up, let's just pause there. And we'll pick up the right knee. You can interlace your fingers on the top of the shin, or if that's too much compression, you have a knee injury maybe, you take your hands behind your thigh. Okay, either way, squeeze your leg in towards your chest. And breathe. We're gonna spend some time here. Okay, notice how your hip crease, your right hip crease is feeling. You might be feeling some intensity there. Try to press your whole back body into the floor. You may notice that it feels pretty comfortable for you. Maybe you just don't feel a lot here. If that's the case, you can start to press your knee into your hands and pull your hands back against your knee. So you'll be resisting yourself. But sometimes if things feel like they're not really letting go, I find a little bit of activation here can make a big difference. Maybe one more nice long breath here. Squeeze that knee to your chest. See if you could get it on there. And then release that knee. Okay, let it decompress away from you. If your hands were on your shin, take them to your thigh now, behind your thigh. And just interlace your fingers here. Put a really nice flex in your right foot so that the right toes point back at you and the heel presses out strong. You'll probably almost right away feel a nice stretch in your calf. And we just want to start to flex the knee by trying to move your heel to kick yourself, and then extend the knee by kicking the heel up. So flex in, extend up. And we'll just take a few breaths like this. As you're doing this, okay, if you want to make the most of it, you can pull the knee towards you, just like we were doing before, as you flex and extend the knee. So you can decide how stretchy you want to get with this, okay? You can activate more, you can use more extension, or you can use less extension and keep it less of a range of motion. So please always modify to suit your needs. Next time you press up, hold please, and just allow the back of the leg to spread open for a bit. So give me a really strong flex in the ankle, pushing through the heel. Extend as much as you like, and then give it a gentle squeeze towards your heart. So you should feel the back of the leg, and we're just going to be with this for a little while. Okay, if you feel too much, bend the knee, back off. If you don't feel enough and you want more, hug the leg closer and flex a little more with the foot. Think of pushing out through your arch. Remember to press the back body into the floor. Maybe one more big breath here. It's a great hamstring stretch. And then let it go. Big exhale. Just allow that right knee to bend. Let the right foot hook on top of your left knee so you can kind of keep the ankle flexed of that right leg and allow it to just hook around the knee. Let the right knee drop away. And I like to take a moment here before you even get into the figure four posture, which is where we're going, to just activate the right knee away by using that strong outer hip. You can put your hand on it as you move the right knee away, and you can feel the outer hip working. And hopefully that'll give you a nice release on your inner hip, okay? Take your arms out to the side. I like a figure four here. And we can start to drop the knees side to side. keeping this figure 4 shape. So do your best to keep it crisp. You're still moving the right knee away from you. So you're still working the outer hip. Maybe close your eyes. Looking away from your knees, that this twist goes all the way up and down your spine. Okay. Next time your knees drop over to the right, let's just pause there. Okay, let the right knee fall to the ground. And then we're just really going to change one thing. Walk the left foot further over to the left until your knees go as far down as you want them to go. So this is just a very gentle twist combined with a great hip stretch. We're just going to take a few breaths here. You can look over to the left. As you inhale, think of lifting your heart nice and high. As you exhale, compress your belly inward. If you want more from the hip and low back situation, you can activate the knees more downward. One more breath here. Bring it back through center, and then let's try the other side. Allow the knees to drop over to the left now. Okay, still in that figure 4 shape that we were in. So just allow the right foot to step down by the left knee, and then continue to allow the right knee to drop away from you. So that same idea, what we were doing before. And then maybe that's enough of a stretch, okay? Maybe you want to pull the right foot closer towards your left hip and continue to press it away. Either way, look away from your knees. Big twist breath. Pull the right knee away from you. One more breath. Okay, bring your figure 4 shape back through center, and then let's step both feet down and windshield wiper it out for a bit. Shake it out. You can even pick your feet up and kind of roll your low back in kind of a circling movement on the floor. Let's take a few moments just to shake that off. Okay, as you're ready, we're going to switch sides. So go ahead and drop your feet back by your hips. We'll bring the left knee up. Okay, grab behind the thigh or in front of the knee. You decide. But squeeze that knee towards your heart. So we'll take some long, slow breaths here. Close your eyes. Pull that knee in towards your chest. This side could be totally different from the other side. This is one that will be really different on the day. Okay, keep breathing. If you feel like it's not really coming to life for you, if it's not quite activating, then give yourself a little resistance. Push the knee into your hand, pull back on the knee. See if that wakes it up a little bit. Okay, we're going to start to open up the back of the leg a little more now. So uncompress your knee and then hook your hands behind the thigh if they weren't. And we'll start to flex and extend the knee. So push up through the heel, open up that hamstring as you flex the ankle and extend the knee. And then we'll flex the knee in, extend the knee up. Okay, take some time, and the whole time you're flexing and extending, bring the knee toward you so you get that hamstring nice and open and warm. Okay, now push up and hold right there. Okay, feel your big hamstring under your hands. It's nice and big muscle. It should be nice and taut, but it should feel like a good stretch, never bad, okay? We don't ever want to feel bad on the mat. So take a few more breaths here. Squeeze that knee inward. All right, as you're ready, release that hamstring stretch. Should feel really nice. We're gonna bend the left knee now and stack the left ankle on the right knee. So keep your left foot flexed, and we'll start to build this figure four shape that we'll stick with for a bit. Remember to keep that left knee pulling away from you. So you want the left knee, okay? You wanna feel that left outer hip working. You should put your hand on it, maybe feel that it's pulling the knee out, and that left inner hip gets a nice release. So let's start to rock it side to side in this figure four shape. Okay, do your best to keep the figure four crisp. Look away from your knees. Nice twist all up and down your spine. Okay, when we twist the spine like this, we're wringing it out and recalibrating it. Just giving your whole back a massage from the inside. So when in doubt, just twist. Okay, so we're gonna drop the knees over to the left now. So let the legs fall to the left, hold, and we'll just play with this shape. So the left knee is resting on the floor, or the left thigh rests on the floor. We really only need to change the right foot. Just walk it away out to the right until the knees are as low as you want them to be. And then just take a few breaths here. I like to activate my knees downward a little bit and getting a little more into the right hip and the low back, okay? But you can also make this really passive and just kind of totally relax and melt your legs. So find what works best for you. One more big breath here. Let's bring it through center. And of course, drop your figure four to the right now. The right knee comes down, the left foot comes down, and then continue to press the left knee away. So it's still a figure four idea. We're using that outer hip to open up the inner, and you can make it more intense of a stretch by sliding that left heel up towards your right hip. Okay, make it less intense by sliding down towards your knee. So we'll take a few breaths here. Look away from your knees. Find big breath. Lift that big chest on each inhale. Strong belly exhale. One more breath here. Let's bring this shape back into center. Okay, both feet down now. Take a few more windshield wipers. Hips should be feeling a lot more easeful. Spine has been well twisted and massaged. Okay, let's just do one more thing before we rest. Bring your knees up and in, and then reach between them for your feet. And you can grab the shin or your ankle might work best. Outside of the foot, I like to loop my thumb and bunny fingers around my big toes. Okay. So you decide what you like, and then flatten your back against the floor and start to rock and play, kind of smashing your low back around on the floor. Okay, happy baby posture is very silly, so just embrace the silliness of it. And as you kind of rock here, could you start to extend your knees? Maybe just partially, maybe fully. Maybe you extend one and extend the other, okay? Just letting the back of the body really relax. As you're ready, release your legs. You can just put your hands down by your side and just legs up in the air. Let's see if we can lower them down to the ground as slowly as possible. So maybe bending your knees, bringing in some gentle core strength here. Lower the legs so slowly. And when they land, relax. And find your resting posture. Maybe flopping your palms open for your shavasana, tucking your chin in. Find a soft, effortless breath. Allow your body to feel soft and effortless as well. Continue to just rest and let your body soak up the magic of your practice. Stay present with the sensations that your practice stirred up. Take some time to notice every little sensation in detail. So please keep resting for as long as you can. This is where I'll leave you tonight. Thanks so much for joining me.